My name is Claude O'Mahony and I'm Project Manager here in the Cox's Domain Youth and Community Project in Dundalk. It's a community youth project for children and young people based in the heart of a disadvantaged community. And with all our programmes and projects, I suppose we cater for about 250 children and young people on a weekly basis. Cox's Domain itself was built in probably the late 60s. It's situated 1 mile north of Dundalk town. It would be a designated disadvantaged area under the government's regeneration scheme. I suppose a lot of the issues in Cox's Domain for young people they're facing is unemployment. Some of them early school leaving, maybe not fitting into mainstream training or education. Drugs would be a major issue, the availability of drugs and young people getting involved in drugs. And then inadequate housing, I suppose that's an issue for the whole estate really. The IFI funded project there were 3 parts to it. Part A was a drama project for 6 to 12-year-olds for an early intervention project. Part B was accredited training in soccer coaching and refereeing and other kind of related areas for young people aged 16 to 30 years from this estate, Cox's Domain, and from a neighbouring estate at the other end of the town, Rahevnamore. Part C, the third part, was the Cox's Domain training project, which is providing employment-related skills and training and life skills to young people aged 15 to about 19 years of age. They're all young people who have been marginalised really from mainstream education and training. The project funding is needed in this area because it can be very difficult to access funding for innovative training programmes, which is what the IFI has given us. And you know, some of the young people they find it very hard to engage in mainstream education or training, and really they need something that's more innovative, flexible, like short, sharp bursts of training rather than the kind of mainstream thing. They've been marginalised from that. So I really see it's needed to, you know, as a positive experience for them of learning, upskilling them, giving them kind of accreditation so that they can progress on to further education, training or employment.
It's not the best of places like to live in. Like, it's really people that's unemployed, and for really it's teenagers that doesn't really get opportunities in life. That's what their house does. Like, it gives you opportunities. Like, it gives you chances that we'd never have before. Like, I was a drug addict all my life, like, and like it was through the youth workers to build me courage up, like to get me through, like to go ahead with it. And like, I done it for my family as well, but for a small bit of it as well, I done it for them. Because like, if it wasn't for them, they were the ones that come in and helped me, like when they didn't need it, like, you know. So they helped me on a long way, and I thank them for that, like, you know. So I'm really glad it's there, like. For the different programmes, it was different kinds of training. I suppose with the young children with the drama project, it was very much about facilitating them in drama workshops, which were based on the theme of sectarianism, racism, bullying, dealing with difference. For the older young people who were doing the soccer project, it was all training in child protection training, refereeing, soccer coaching, accredited soccer coaching, first aid, so on. And I suppose the whole idea there is that they would upskill these young people to build up the capacity of the community so they'd be given back to the community. With the final project, which is the kind of innovative training project, that was a lot of outdoor pursuits, canoeing, rock climbing, some survival kind of bushcraft, stuff like that. And then they did a lot of health and safety around that. Copper beating, which was a lovely old skill that they've learned, and they got a great sense of achievement about that. But then other stuff like stable management, where they've learned kind of how to manage horses, do stable management, and hopefully some of them will get work experience. They got accredited training in that, and if they are interested in horse and animals, maybe there's a possibility of employment out of that.
Well, I wasn't doing really much, and then I got approached by Paul Owens, and he got me into different courses and just got me out there, like got me certificates and all that, so it was good.
The project has been extremely successful. I think what IFI funding has given us that maybe we don't always get from other funding streams, it has given us tremendous flexibility, and it has allowed us to do innovative programmes, we've managed to engage young people that we can't engage maybe through other programmes, and that's been very, very successful for them.
Well, it got me back at the Magna Training Centre now full time, and only for IFI I wouldn't have got where I am today. When I finish this course now in the Magna Training Centre, I'll be doing a course now for outdoor pursuits, because Patsy up here says that I'll be doing well in outdoor pursuits, so I'll go for that.
The wider community has really benefited from this IFI funded project, and in a different ways. I suppose with the drama project, the wider community would have gone and watched the play, and a lot of the parents were there, and it was a very positive kind of good feel factor for the community. From the point of view of the soccer coaching, I mean 40 young people have been trained up as accredited soccer coaches. They're accredited referees. They're giving time back into the community. They're training up young children themselves. They're becoming very good positive role models within the community. We would hope to use what we have learned from the IFI training project to impact on policy and to highlight the gaps in provision here in Ireland.